Hi, I'm Nancy Arellano. I'm the Program Supervisor of Culture Connect Inland Intercultural Youth Wellness Initiative, and you're watching Fireside Chat with Culture Connect. And here we're joined by another group of youth interns for this program.
My name is Laura Cortez. I'm the Outreach and Programming Officer.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Lorenzana, and I am the Youth Lead Officer.
In continuation of emotional regulation tools and tactics. And we're joined by Cassie Butcher, a mental health advocate and wellness educator, who we have the pleasure of working here today, and who will be in conversation with and give us her insight.
Yeah, awesome. Good morning.
First question, do you think therapy should be more normalized, especially in communities of color?
Yes, I think therapy should be more normalized. And some people might be like, oh, that's because you're a therapist. But even prior to being a therapist, I was like encouraging my friends to go to therapy because I feel like the stigma around therapy, a lot of people have it in their mind that you have to be quote unquote like crazy to go to therapy.
Suffering.
Like you have to have something like essentially manic going on to have that additional form of support. But one of the things that I've learned from going to therapy myself and being a therapist is that sometimes you just need an unbiased support system who can really help you walk through your thoughts, empower you to make your decisions with no influence. Part two, people have timelines for how they want you to move past something.
Yeah.
As a therapist, we don't really necessarily have that same timeline. Like, yes, we want you to progress. Yes, we want you to heal. But we don't want to be like, oh my gosh, hurry up, give it a rest already. It's been a year. What's wrong? Like, we're willing to still sit with you. And I think people need that.
Yeah.
And I think that in a lot of cultures of color, people feel like when you ruminate on something too long, like something is wrong with you. But that's actually real. A lot of us can ruminate and like stay on something for a long time, and we don't really acknowledge that. So I feel like therapy just gives you that support outside of your typical support system. It's unbiased. It's very collaborative. It invites you into the healing process. You are the leader. We are the listener. We're just kind of helping you work through things. So I think therapy is very beneficial, very helpful.
Actually, I have a question. What advice would you give someone that they know they need help, but they're just too scared to ask for help?
For someone who needs help, but they know that they're too scared to ask for help, it's so hard for me to kind of take off my clinical cap in that aspect because my brain immediately went to like, why are they scared to ask?
Yeah.
That's where I go. Instead of being like, oh my gosh, you're just so, like, why are they scared? Have they been judged for asking for help? Do they think that, have they had an experience to where they asked before and they were made to feel dumb?
Yeah.
They were made to feel like whatever they're going through isn't as important. Like, there's a reason why people are afraid to ask for help. So I would kind of unpack that first and then kind of go into the helping thing. But if someone's afraid to ask for help, I also try to remind people, like, to our knowledge, you only got one life to live. We're not cats. We don't have nine lives. And it's not fair to yourself to suffer in silence.
Yeah.
Like, you owe it to yourself to figure out, like, hey, how can I make this the most comfortable experience living in this body? How can I work with this brain that's in my head that can easily think up hundreds of things? Like, don't you want to be at peace within if there's no peace on outside of you? So being able to kind of sit with them in that and unpacking that is the approach that I would take. Because I know your friends and family naturally would get annoyed. Like, they're not asking for help. This is so frustrating. I can't believe it. But, like, there's something behind that of why they're not asking. And so being able to be gentle and being like, okay, so what do you think help signifies? Do you think it makes you weak to ask? Some of the strongest people I know have asked for help. So, like, helping them understand why they even believe it's a problem to ask in the first place is something that I've done in my practice.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm asking because I know a lot of people or, like, kids, they have parents where, like, they ask for help, but they're just like, oh, you know what, you're fine, like, go clean or go do something, like, you're just bored or you're just doing it out of attention.
You're lazy or like like you don't like want to do anything all day, like all you do is like sit on your phone.
So that's what I'm asking.
And that is always challenging, I feel like, for children because of the fact that, like, your parents are the first adults that you see. They're the first adults that you learn from. So if you have parents that are minimizing things, you kind of grow up and you start minimizing your feelings. what you're feeling is valid. It's important. I'm not going to minimize it. I'll go there with you, and then I'll slowly pull him out. And then he appreciates it. And then next time he plays, he's like, here, I really don't have to get all worked up over, like you said. Like, you know, it's kind of, I kind of have more fun offline anyway. Like, then I will see, like, I can see the impact later. I don't need to see it right then and there, but I know he needs to see that I care about what he's mad about or what he's frustrated with in the game. And so sometimes you have to meet little kids where they are, because if you minimize their feelings while they're a child, they will grow up to minimize them when they're in all those ages. Like, that's critically as important as it was to us at that age, and we have to allow them. We should respect that for them at that age as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna ask you another question. What would you tell someone who's suffering with that, like the fear of like for active therapy?
I'm sorry.
Like, what would you tell them? Like, if someone, like the person watching, is like struggling to ask for help.
If someone was struggling to ask for help, I would say I would have them start down being like, what are all the things that you think you need help with? Why do you think you need help with that? What is the worst thing someone could say to you if you asked for help for that thing? And sharing that with someone you feel like you can trust. Like, hey, I was thinking about this. Because sometimes help isn't necessarily in, oh, let me solve the problem, let me give you this answer. Sometimes help is literally just let me listen to you. Like, I've helped people from being like, oh, I actually feel better now that I said that, rather than me actually solving their problem. So it wasn't that you needed help solving the problem. You needed someone to listen to you. So also understanding that sometimes we ask for help in one way, but we might really need it in another. And so for someone who's like struggling with asking for help, ask yourself first. Ask yourself for help first. Like, okay, like, let me listen to myself first. Let me take some time to sit and reflect on, like, what do I think that I'm truly struggling with? And then eventually, let me find my person that I feel comfortable and I'm talking to this about. I will say that I don't want to act like it's not hard. I love parents. Parents are amazing. But I don't want to act like it's not hard to talk to your parents about things, because it is. For one, because parents, they want the best for you, for one. So they're like, I don't want you stressing over that. No, it's not important. But it's like, just because you don't want me to stress over it doesn't mean I'm not stressing over it. So sometimes I do a lot of educating, like workshops and programs for parents, like, hey, here's how you can navigate your child through this emotion. Because we also have to understand, parents, if they didn't have a mom who sat with them in their emotions, how can they become a mom to sit with you in yours? They don't have an example. And so being able to work not just with the child, the person that needs help, but the parent of like, hey, here's how you can work with your child's emotions. Yes, it's going to be frustrating. Yes, it's going to be annoying. You were frustrating and annoying to your parents as well. Like, that is a part of the process, but like teaching the child and the parent like how to best work with each other and not just, well, I'm the parent, whatever I say goes. There's plenty of horrible parents in this world. Like, just like there's plenty of good ones. Let's work together so you can have a good relationship with your child and be in their lives post them turning 18. Because you don't want your child to be like, I'm 18 now, I don't have to do anything with you. Let's figure out how to have a healthy relationship, and parents going to have to swallow their pride sometimes. They're going to have to respect that their child is a human being. They're growing. The child should respect them. They're living in their house. But it's like, it really is a collaborative effort as the child grows and develops. I would say, like, for sure, obviously, if there's an opportunity to take parent classes, or whether it's like community groups for parents, for children at different stages, dealing with different things, I think one of the biggest challenge for parents is, like, they are an adult, so, and their child's mom, like, you should know it all. One of the things that I try to teach my nephews, because my child is a four-legged puppy, so one of the things that I'm always teaching my nieces and my nephews is a little bit of like, Auntie Cassie makes mistakes. I'm not perfect. Sometimes you'll be right and I'll be wrong. To get out of that idea of like, you're the adult, so you should know better. And it's like, oh, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. And I think as parents, we shield our child from that. The idea that we are still learning, we are still growing. But when you can tell your child that at a young age, they grow up to be like, oh, mommy's human. Mommy's still learning. Mommy's still growing. Mommy's going to make mistakes how I'm going to make mistakes. Like, there's someone who makes mistakes that's teaching me how to be a human, a little young adult. So when I make mistakes too, like, normalizing that mistakes is a part of life a little bit, essentially. And then parents being okay with being wrong. you don't become a parent and get everything right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you were making mistakes before you had the child, you can make mistakes while you have the child. So understanding that, like, you don't just become all knowing for this
Yeah.
being. Like, you are still learning, just like they're learning. Now you get to learn with someone,
Yeah.
essentially, and like your child kind of becomes like a testament of you. Like, my mom's always saying, like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. Like, people are always telling me, like, your daughter is so amazing, she's so intelligent. I'm like, well, Mom, I learned all these things from you. I learned how to be nice from you. I learned how to be mean from you. I learned all of these things from you. So allowing your child to learn with you, to learn from you, and know that your child's going to teach you stuff about things you've never experienced prior to having a child. And, like, that is A-okay. It's okay to learn from people younger than you. I think, like, when I do workshops and retreats and therapy, like, I've had clients, like, in their 50s and their 60s and in their 70s. And all of them are like, oh my gosh, I feel so weird learning from someone younger than me. But then some of them are like, oh my gosh, I'm actually kind of happy that I'm learning this finally, even if it took me this long. And I'm like, you never stop learning in life. And you might learn from people younger than you. That doesn't make you less of a person. It's just like the opportunity finally came at this age for you to learn from someone. And that person just happens to be younger. That's okay. Like, it's totally fine. And embracing that. But I think parents, not a lot of them are... Being a parent is a lot, so not a lot of them have time for parent classes.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them have time to talk about parenting with other parents in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Because most parents sometimes might want to complain together. Like, oh, your child is bad, my child is bad. It's like trauma bond. But, like, but being able to kind of say, like, well, hey, here's what I want to try with my child. Here's what you might want to try. And holding space for that. Because no parent wants to hear that they're failing or that they're doing wrong. So more than it being about being like, you're a horrible parent, you're a parent who's still learning a little bit. And in an ever-changing world, like, it's 2025, you have to learn how to raise a child with social media when you didn't have to be raised with social media. Like, I was like, what's Instagram? What is this? What do you do? And it's just kind of like, it's okay. I got it from you. You know, like, I'm teaching her how to navigate her Facebook. Like, you know, like... all, like, making space for the two different timelines that are currently being lived simultaneously.
Yeah, exactly.